Well, good evening, our beloveds. Our another just wanted to hear our sweet voices tonight. She has been very busy and has not channeled in this format. She has communicated with us, but that is always different because her consciousness is present as we chat with her instead of through her. And tonight she just simply misses our vibration, clinging and clanging through her enzymes, through her cells, through her neurology, through her neuroticism, through her energetic body, through her worries and her fears, through her emotions, through her thoughts, through her expressions, through her moments of grief and sadness, as well as joy, happiness, and contentment. She wants to feel all of us, experience all of us. We are simply here to help her to learn who she is fully, from the upper left to the upper right to the bottom right to the bottom left, and anywhere and everywhere in between. And when you realize that this is just a hologram, it's not three-dimensional. It's a hologram, which means you can twist it inside out and outside in. There is no bottom, there is no top, there is no beginning, there is no end, there just is. When you let go of the reins and allow us to guide you and take you and share with you what you are meant to experience in this go-around, in this lifetime, you begin to appreciate everything, including the sorrow and the sadness, because it was designed for you. It doesn't mean that you necessarily enjoy it, but you appreciate it and what it comes to teach you. And most cannot and will not, and simply refuse to acknowledge that there is a possibility that even the sadness has incredible purpose. The suffering brings you closer to the divine than happiness ever will, except for, with the exception of a tantric blissful orgasm. That is where you unite with the divine. But other than that, it is more in the depths of pain where you call out, cry out, reach out from your place of suffering to ask for guidance, loving guidance, love, an expression of appreciation from us that you are not being punished, but instead are just simply somewhere on a difficult journey. When you reach out to us from the depths of hell, if you will, it matters more than you realize, because that is part of your surrender journey. You have been taught that you are a sinner and therefore separated from the divine unless you do A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And it matters not. Whoever tells you what it is knows that they are right and everyone else is wrong. With such assurance, though, they really don't. They have memorized facts, knowledge, information. And then when you are invited to this deep and dark calling to surrender your soul to the depths of the darkness, because that is where you are being called to get to know your truest essence, where you realize what you are capable of sustaining and surrendering to. Only in that moment do you really get to know your soul and our essence. So for those of you who feel lonely and or alone, recognize that you are never separate from the divine. And if you can learn to communicate with an aspect of us that resonates with you, you will find the depths of the center of the universe surrendered within your own inner essence. We have surrendered to you as much as you have surrendered to us when we collaboratively co-create with other energy beings the rest of what you came to experience. When you surrender to the great what if, your doors begin to open as anticipated, and your paths will begin to bloom and blossom and grow and flourish and nourish and sustain and embellish and emboss everything that you are, and everyone who comes into contact with you will notice an energetic difference. And the question oftentimes will be, what is it that you're doing differently now? Because I experience you differently. You're calm, you're collected, you're loving, you're patient, you're present, and you're persistent in your own development and growth at the expense of following the well-worn path. You begin to look and behave in an eccentric fashion, in an eclectic fashion, in a unique fashion, because you no longer gather the benefits that the masses have gathered, and instead you now actively collect esoteric knowledge that teaches you who you are instead of amassing physical wealth, material wealth. It may be a side effect or a side benefit, but for those of you who actively choose us for the purpose of choosing us, not as a means of a process or path to an end objective, but we are the end objective, which is to create a union with your soul and your essence, and even ultimately, when all is reunited, with your ego. When we become one, you will feel it, and that ultimately is when the lion and the lamb will lay together, because you are the lion. You are the killing. You are the killing. You are the killing and not the killed. You do the killing because of anger and hatred and remorse, or lots of emotions, versus just that instinct to protect your young or to provide food for your elders within your tribe. It is the killing within your heart that is the problem. And when you reunite with us, the desire to kill others will cease, because you will recognize that the others are just an extension of you. So the lion and the lamb can only lay together in the fields when you begin to love, and when you will cease killing others for your own benefit or your own purposes. It's really that simple. Mankind does have a long way to go, but we feel the shift of this imprint within many of you, where a year ago it wasn't there yet. But just recognize that the imprint will take some time to multiply within the masses to get to the point where that tipping point or shift is achieved. But do not give up hope, because others have not reached that state yet. Whether they do or not is irrelevant. It is your own inner journey, your own inner garden that you are nourishing and tending to. And just trust that everyone will receive and achieve exactly what they are meant to in this lifetime without your involvement, with the need to change the outcome of the collective only within your own inner essence. And that is our big takeaway, our beloveds. Stop looking for peace outside of yourselves. Find it deep within yourselves. And recognize that you are the microcosm of the macrocosm. And when you begin to love everyone and everything unconditionally, that is when you will have mastered that lesson. And you can sit on the sidelines cheering others in as they come home or reach that particular finish line as well. It is not designed to be a race like you think. It is designed to be a journey where everybody gets to fully explore all of the possible aspects of the outcome before they finally do get to that place of we are all one. And so it is. Namaste.